Friends, welcome back to this Super Divorce YouTube channel. This is Nicholas Villars here, just back to half strength tonight. One half of the synth pop duo known as Super Divorce. And there you can see the Elias Pants apparition of my wife cascading across the background of this video. And today is day number 23 of the Lego Star Wars Advent Calendar. So, no one here just yet. Over there. It's over there. Cascade Sachet. So here we go. Cascade Sachet. So we're going to look at day number 23 and see what's behind the door. See what we've got behind door number 23. Where are you? Right there. One person has joined. Oh, it's just Jess. She's actually... Oh, and Darth Tico's here as well. Hello, ma'am. Lovely Darth Tico, thank you for joining us. The lovely Darth Tico.
Darth Tico, every time I heard you say the name, I wasn't paying attention.
No, it's not Dark Tico, it's Darth. Darth Tico. And it looks like either Darth Tico or Jess has already thrown in a thumbs up. That was you? We got one thumbs up out of two. So, number 23 here. I don't have a cure for the swine flu just yet, but maybe tonight. Maybe tonight. Tonight could be the night that we cure Darth Tico's swine flu. We're going to open up number 23 just shortly. Actually, maybe there's two thumbs up. That's what I like to see. Thank you very much. Appreciate ya. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to go ahead and crack into this thing right now. And, I mean, we're not in a hurry, but I want to see what we've got here. Because these streams have been going a little bit longer. I don't know how long we're going to go tonight. But we can go ahead and get this done. No need to hold off. Okay, let's see if we can tell what it is by the contents of the package. The unassembled contents. Let's see what we've got. It's a figure. I recognize this guy from the front of the box, but I can't tell you his name. I'll go ahead and put them together. Let's go ahead down here to our designated construction spot. 3 people here now. Hello to number 3, whoever you are. Go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you like what you see. This is who we have picked up on day number 23. I don't know anything about this guy other than this looks a little like Soilo, but I don't think it is. He looks a little older. And he's got a mustache, you see. See that? This man has a mustache. Yeah, what's the pro drinking question?
If I want to drink some coffee so that I'm not too sleepy right now, but I don't want it to keep me up all night, if I mix it with whiskey, will I be alright there?
I don't know. I can drink coffee like 10 minutes before I go to sleep.
Well, normally I can,
but I don't.
A lot.
There he is. I always come on when JP4 wants to go to bed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize for the caps. I figured that was for emphasis. It's okay. You're allowed to use caps here if you want to.
Aw. That
Is-
means you keep them away.
Well, I'm not doing it on purpose, you know.
Who wants to go to
Is there bacon? There's definitely bacon. There's always bacon. I mean, Jess, can you hand me the bacon real quick?
I'm stuck under some biscuits and gravy.
I just want to prove. The bacon is here. The bacon is always here. There's always bacon. I'll pull out the bacon whenever you need me to, just to prove it. But yes, there's bacon. Do not fear.
Maybe JP should have some coffee.
Yeah, JP,
With whiskey.
perhaps you should have some coffee and maybe mix it with some whiskey. And what is this? Jeff wanted to say hello. Going to head out. We should live stream together sometime. Oh, I wanted to say hello. Going to head out. We should live stream together sometime. In fact, we should do that. You think this is worse than the gun rack? This guy might be able to help Rose Tico, though. He might be able to help. I don't know this man's intentions, though, because I don't know who this is. I need to figure out who this is before I can say whether or not he's here to help or if he's here to
Sorry for the ice.
assassinate Darth Tico. We'll find out. Maybe someone who can join the stream here will let us know who this fella is. This guy, this mustache gentleman. But thanks for joining, Tico, and we will see you soon, and hopefully stream soon. Still thinking about the Super Divorce Super Stream, once a week live stream. Let's do it. Let's do it sometime for show. Okay. So what I'm gonna do here is I'll leave this up. This is a nice background, isn't it? And I think I'll go ahead and take a page out of old Obi-Wan's book and pour myself a glass of drink.
I just saw Obi-Wan.
Did you?
On his live stream about a half an hour ago.
Oh, well maybe he'll stop in.
Some guy was talking shit.
He was talking shit to Obi-Wan. Why?
No,
Talking
no.
crap.
It might. Oh, I'm sorry.
Talking shh.
Might have been some good-natured ribbing. I'm not sure. I don't know the person.
Well, we're gonna.
Seemed ill-spirited though.
That's no good. I was out doing, I believe, the absolute last of my Christmas shopping just about a half hour ago. I just got home. Obi-Wan was in JP's Warplane stream also. Well, maybe Obi-Wan will stop by if he's not had enough of streaming. You know, you can't spend all day on YouTube all the time, so I understand. But I'm going to open up this beer, this Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. I've got my Samuel Adams Perfect Pint glass. This is what they will sell to you if you go and take the Sam Adams Brewery tour, which you can do if you go to Boston. One of the greatest things about Sam Adams is how they treat their customers. They are the exact opposite of Disney and Lucasfilm when it comes to customer service. If you are in the Boston area, if you live there and you've never taken the tour, or if you're, vacationing on the East Coast, I highly recommend stopping in. Go for the Sam Adams Brewery tour, and they take you all through the brewery. You get a look around, you get to see how the beers are made, how they're tested. You get to try the ingredients. They let you sample the hops. They let you sample the barley, the malt, everything a la carte. And then at the end is the most glorious part of all. At the end of the tour, and this is a free tour, by the way. At the end, you get to go. Here comes the cascade, the sachet. At the end of the tour, you actually get to sit down at a bar inside the brewery, and they let you basically get drunk for free on on brewery fresh beer. You usually try the Sam Adams Boston Lager, the seasonal brew, whatever that happens to be at that time of the year, and then also they give you a pitcher of a beer that has not been released to the public, that they're thinking about releasing. So pretty awesome stuff. JP says I would love to stay, but need to sleep. We'll have lots of coffee and bacon tomorrow. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, JP. Thanks for stopping by. I'm just going to enjoy this beer, and we'll see if anyone stops in, and if not, then that'll be about it for tonight. But we'll see what happens. Filling her up here, just like Obi-Wan does. I normally would not drink this out of a glass, but Obi-Wan always pours his beers in glasses, and it makes for a nice presentation. This is a bit too much head on this pour right here. This was not a world-class pour by any means. You could even say this was a poor pour. I'm gonna go ahead and try and get this head down a little bit. We don't need all that. Okay. So here is our Miller High Life. I've probably reviewed this before. I'm sure I have. It's not really a review. I'm just drinking a beer. You do see that it's nice and sparkly. The High Life, they call it the champagne of beers, and you can see why. Nice champagne-y presentation, huh? There you go. That's what good brother Andrew would call a good quaff. A nice hearty drink. A nice quaff. I had never heard that terminology until the other night when he said it. I'd only ever heard of people talk about finely coiffed hair. I was not familiar with the word quaff as it relates to taking a drink of something. But apparently that is a word that exists in our English language. Learn something new every day. If you approach the day with humility and wonder, and if you're willing to admit, hey, I don't know that word, or I've never heard that word used that way. Oftentimes you'll be caught off guard by a word someone uses. They'll use a word, maybe you've heard it before, maybe you haven't. Maybe you've heard the word, but you don't know what it means, and you go along with it. There's no need to do that. You don't have to fake. If someone uses a word and you're not sure what they mean, tell them. You have nothing to be embarrassed about. There are many words in the English language. No one knows all of them.
I do.
Well, except Jess, apparently. But most people don't know all of them. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad if you have to ask for help. If you say, hey man, I appreciate you using that word, but I don't know what you mean. And the point of our conversation is not for you to impress me with your vocabulary. It's for me to understand what you're saying and for us to exchange ideas in conversation. So please define the word that you just used. Okay? Try that out. Oh, have you brought me a drink as well?
This is mine. I was cheersing you though.
Oh, cheers. Okay.
You want some?
No.
I don't like iced coffee, so.
Mm. Yeah. Cheers.
I was gonna make you something, but I saw you had a beer, so.
Yeah, that's okay. Tico's back.
Hello.
Hello, Tico. A short stint away, and Tico has returned. Oh, Tico's going to drink with me. Thank you.
Aww.
What are you drinking, Tico? What do you got? I'm going to guess that you're drinking something fancier than Miller High Life? Are you being a fancy Tico? A Tahoe Blonde Ale. I believe that is fancier than a Miller High Life. So I think that I was correct in my estimation. I've never had a Tahoe Blonde Ale though. Good beer, the Tahoe Blonde. I feel like blondes, they're pretty agreeable across the board. I've never tasted a blonde beer where, you know, I was really put off by it. Generally, it just, blondes to me taste kind of like, I don't know, usually a Pilsner of some sort, just kind of like just a generally agreeable beer. Yeah, Tico and Tico's brother-in-law have been drinking together the last few hours, and Tico prefers brown ales. Okay, so you like what's the big brown ale? What's the one? Why can't I think of it? Jess, what's the big brown ale that everyone likes?
What big brown ale?
The most popular brown ale. Newcastle.
Newcastle's a good one.
That's a brown ale, right?
Brown.
Yeah, Newcastle. Yes, that's what Tico just said. Newcastle or Moose Droll.
I've never had that.
Yeah, I've never had that one.
We used to sell Honey Brown at the bar I worked at. I always thought that was a weird name for a beer. It did not taste like honey.
Honey Brown, yeah. Yeah, I like Newcastle. Newcastle's good. I'll drink this. I'm not above drinking horse wallop beer. I don't mind it. But if I want something good to kind of sip on, I prefer dark beers. I'm a big fan of porters. I like porters, I like stouts, and I am firmly anti-IPA. I cannot stand IPAs. Bender feels the same way. Super Divorce is an anti-IPA band and YouTube channel. We do not buy into the lie and the myth of the IPA. It's a bunch of hipsters who try to see just how close to a pine tree they can make their beer taste. It's awful. It's not good. It tastes like pine tree mixed with like Lysol. It's not good. Yes, they do all taste that way, Darth Tico. Absolutely agree with you. 100%. And I will never buy into this notion where it's like, oh, well, you know, you're just having an unrefined palate. You need to have a few more. You need to vary your tastes and get the full breadth of, you know, whatever these, what's the unit? They have some measurement. Is it IBUs or something like that? No cure for the swine flu yet. Hello there. Obi-Wan is just tucking into a tasty Goose Island IPA. Oh, God. Don't do that.
Oh, we were just talking mad poop about it.
Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan, I thought we were on the same page here. And you're over there drinking IPAs. Jesus.
That's if the gentleman on the stream was picking on it. That's his friend.
By the way, Obi-Wan, Jess was watching your stream earlier, and she told me that it seemed like someone was there bullying you and picking on you. Was the person in your stream earlier a hater, or was that good-natured ribbing?
He said, "Why are you just playing the demo? Why don't you buy a real game?"
Oh, he was giving you crap about playing
He was.
a demo.
First
Well, maybe you
game.
wanted to try it out. I played the Mega Man demo on this channel.
Well, this guy didn't like it. Or lady, I don't know. I assumed it was a guy.
Who knows? Oh, and Obi-Wan's not really drinking an IPA. He's just trying to rile me up.
Oh.
Just trying to get my goat. you see. Yeah, and before that, Tico had asked Obi-Wan how his hairspray tastes. That's good. That's accurate. It's like Aquanet.
Hairspray.
Obi-Wan said they were just curious as to why I didn't own the game. He said wasn't hating.
Oh, I didn't like the tone.
Well, Jess said that she didn't like that person's tone, Obi-Wan. She was concerned for you, and she was trying to defend your honor.
Well, I know I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure of the nature.
Well, I know. I know not to them, but to me.
Oh, yes, yes.
As soon as I came home, she told me tales of how Obi-Wan might have been slighted on his YouTube channel,
I didn't like it.
and she did not like that. She didn't like the tone. She didn't like the cut of their jib. So, we got your back, Obi-Wan.
I'm making a cake.
We got the back of everyone here in the divorce club. Jess is making a cake. Oh, I need to take an Obi-Wan sip real quick. Hold on a sec. Is that good? Obi-Wan approved. Is that a good Obi-Wan quaff there? I think so. I think that's pretty good. We need to figure out who this guy is.
Me too. Oh, on
The-
Lego?
Yeah, the Lego man, the mustached gentleman. Who is this dude? You know what I mean? What's his deal? Who is this guy? He's got the mustache, he's got a blaster. Anyone know? We need to figure out if this guy wants to help Darth Tico recover from swine flu. Because we might have the tools to do it. We just need a hero to show up. If this guy's a hero, then it might work out. It might work out. I think what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to get another beer.
Want a green one?
Sure.
Got buttery hands. Is that fine? Little butter beer.
Yeah, I'll have a butter beer. Jess, Obi-Wan said that she was a big FIFA fan and had bought every game since 13.
Yeah,
He
I
was
saw
like,
it.
I own FIFA 15, and the FIFA 19 demo didn't give me much reason to upgrade.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just making sure.
And Obi-Wan said that was a good quaff. That was good.
Is it a Miller Lite?
Yeah, that's fine. I should rinse this out real quick though. Just set that there. Thanks. Oh. So what are you guys getting into on Christmas Eve? Maybe we talked about this before, but no harm in a refresher, as far as I'm concerned. Nothing wrong with a refresh. Might have some people watching later that didn't see the last time we spoke about it. So, what's everyone up to? Guys doing anything cool? Anything? I know, Tico, you said. Oh, hold on. Obi-Wan says he's actually bought a 6-pack of Carlton Draft and a 6-pack of Sam Adams for Christmas. Ooh, nice.
Ooh, look at that.
There you go. Good choices. Good choices there. Nicely done. I think Tico said that there was some drinking going on with a brother-in-law, I think. They've been drinking together the last few hours. What do you guys... Wait, no, you said you were drinking the blonde. What are you guys getting into? Is this, you had a family gathering? Is the brother-in-law staying with you for the holiday? What's going on? Is it a party atmosphere? Let's go ahead and pour this guy. Hold on. You know what? I'm going to do it with my left hand. You know why? I heard a while back, actually read a study that said it was very good for your brain in forming new neural networks, new neural connections. If you use your left hand, or rather your non-dominant hand, if you're a lefty, you would use your right. If you use your left hand to do things that you normally do with your right hand, you can actually you can create a healthier brain. You can create new neural pathways and make your brain a bit more spry and young. So I try to do that. I took up the task about 2 years ago of learning how to brush my teeth with my left hand. That was pretty tough. That took a while. That took months to get down. You know, so I'd go through the motions with my left hand, and then I'd have to go back and rebrush with my right because it was so unwieldy at first. And I'm happy to report, my friends, it can be done. You might, if you've never tried it before, you might think that that's one of the most absurd, because the first time you try to brush your hand with your non-dominant hand,
Brush your hand.
brush your teeth. Sorry, brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. It's awful. You'd be convinced perhaps that it's something that you just wouldn't be able to do. But with enough practice, you can become just as adept with your non-dominant hand as you can with your dominant hand. Perhaps at anything.
I can.
Sky's the limit.
I
So,
can write and draw with my left hand, but it takes me about 5 times longer.
but if you practiced,
I could fish both left-handed and right-handed and bat that way as well.
so what I'm going to
That's
do,
what my dad made me.
well,
Do you know what
That
the
is-
scissors are?
no. So this is a left-handed pour. And I would say that, look at that, that's better than the pour that I did with my right hand. You know, it's, I would say that's an acceptable amount of head. Not too bad. Obi-Wan is staying the night at Katz tonight, then driving out to his grandparents' farm in Bullsbrook for Christmas. Are you guys having like a big kind of Griswold family Christmas? I don't know if you guys are familiar with that reference. If you like, if you're big on,
He visited on his stream.
I would guess so. Is that the farm that you've been to on your stream previously, Obi-Wan? And is it going to be a big family Christmas? Are you going to have a bunch of family members there? Obi-Wan wants to know if I've seen the video of the guy learning to ride a bike on which a set of cogs reverse the direction, turning the handlebars made the bike turn. Took him a few weeks, after which he had to learn to ride normal bikes again. That seems like it would be very confusing and very disorienting. But they say the brain is amazing. You can adapt to just about anything. There's the story of the experiment that they did with these goggles that you put them on and they flip your vision upside down. And after enough time, your vision will actually revert back to normal while wearing these upside down goggles. And then if you take them off, then you, again, I guess you have to reorient yourself to that. Strange stuff. Here's what it looks like now. I'm gonna go for a good quaff. Decent. And that's Miller Lite this time, not Miller High Life. We did Miller High Life first. Now we're doing a Miller Lite. Obi-Wan posted a video from Father's Day in the Bullsbrook farm. Yes, I remember that one. I do. I really do. And only 13 people there. Well, that's a nice gathering. That's not too many. sometimes you get these family gatherings and people have 20, 30, 40 people, and it's like a big family reunion, and that can be a bit much. That can be a bit much. Naturally, factions form. It turns into Game of Thrones. It's just, it's to be avoided, I would say. It's tough to keep the peace. That many people under one or a couple roofs. Maybe if you go to a resort area, like I said, factions form. Factions form even at small get-togethers, I think. You have to be careful. Be very careful. Be careful, Obi-Wan. Be careful of factions. Be careful of political parties forming at your Christmas. Isn't it funny that George Washington, he warned everyone. He said, beware of political parties. And that's all we got now, man. That's the lay of the damn land. That's about it.
Darn land.
You can say damn.
Oh, I don't know the rules.
I think you can say damn still. I'm pretty sure you can still say damn on YouTube. I hope so. Obi-Wan says it seems like he scared Darth Tico off. Well, perhaps Darth Tico is just engaging with the brother-in-law at the moment. That could be. The engagement with us could have dropped because, you know, Tico is actually hanging out with another person in the flesh, having a get-together. So, no worries. No problem. Oops, they asked me a question. I play PS4, Tico. Obi-Wan says. I was chastised earlier this evening for having a PlayStation by my aunt's new boyfriend, who I met for the first time tonight.
Hardest day ever.
And he asked me which game system I played because I'd gotten I got Red Dead Redemption 2 and Assassin's Creed Odyssey from my grandmother for Christmas, and he asked me which system I had them for, and I said, oh, PS4, and he's like, oh, boo, and he gave me the boo and the thumbs down and shook his head and all that stuff, and I was like, well, no, man, I have an Xbox One as well. I have pretty much everything. I was like, there's no need to pick sides here. You know, you can. It's like the silly PC master race people, you know. It's like I play on PC, but there are also console games that I like playing.
The only reason he said he didn't like it was because the controllers were too small, which I found was a weird critique.
Well, some people can be particular about controllers. He said that he thought Sony's controllers were too small, and I was like, actually, the PS4's controllers, I think, are some of the most comfortable controllers in the history of gaming. Though I do really love the Elite controller that came out for the Xbox One. I use that when I play games on my PC. I don't know. Those two are like neck and neck for me as far as just taking nostalgia goggles off and just talking about it objectively. I think the PS4 controller and the Xbox One Elite controller, those are like the two best controllers that have ever been made. Honorable mention, I really like the Dreamcast controller. I think that's a really comfortable controller. Love that one. Doesn't get enough praise, in my opinion. But neither does the Dreamcast in general. Dreamcast, of course, the system on which Shenmue first came out. Reminds me that now, you know, we're going to be in short order, just about 8 months away from the release of Shenmue 3, which I hope everyone looks forward to on this channel, because we will be getting back to the Shenmue playthrough on the Super Divorce YouTube channel. That will happen. What was the screen on Dreamcast controller? That was for, the memory card was called the VMU. It was the visual memory unit. And it was pretty revolutionary at the time. For certain games, you could actually interact with it. Say it would show you on Resident Evil, for instance. I think it was Code Veronica that you could see when you were playing the game. If you looked at your controller, I think it showed you your health. You could see like your lifeline, and that would indicate the status of your health. And then I think you could do certain things with inventory on some games. And one that was always really funny to me was on Virtua Tennis. On Virtua Tennis, when you were playing a tennis match, you could actually look at the VMU and it would show you, like, in a very crude form, what was happening in your tennis match. It would have, the things like, whatever, this, like that big, and the screen's even smaller. And basically the players were represented as like stick figures, and a very, very crude tennis court, but you could see that it was a tennis match, on this really tiny screen. It was like divided by a line. That was the net, and then you'd have one stick figure here and then one down here, and you could see just a tiny little black dot that would move back and forth, when you were playing your match. And I tried it a few times, and to my surprise was able to win a few matches. It's not any way that I would say is ideal to play the game, and it's not a way that you would win a match if you're playing on the hardest difficulty or against someone who is really good. But if you played on a lower level difficulty, you could actually win a match by just looking at the VMU and playing based on the movements of these little stick figures, almost like you're playing on a little Tiger handheld game from like the late 80s or early 90s. But it was, it was a little gimmicky, but it was cool. I've still got mine. And, I think that the Dreamcast was just very revolutionary. And I believe what killed them was not having a DVD player, because the PS2 came out pretty shortly afterwards. I think about a year later. And I don't think that the PS2 ever caught up to what the Dreamcast was able to do graphically. I don't think they ever caught up. And I think that the Dreamcast would have survived and had possibly as long a life as the PS2 did if they would have had a DVD player, which swayed a lot of people back at that point, because VHS still had a pretty strong share of the market. DVD players were on sale, and a lot of people who were looking to jump into the next generation of gaming also were looking to upgrade to DVD from their VHS player, from their VCR at that time. So it seemed like a no-brainer to a bunch of people. Also, the PS2 had a lot of really good games, so I think that just buried the Dreamcast, and they couldn't keep up. Yeah, sad times. Obi-Wan says his Carlton draft cap had a question on the bottom. Did Michael Jackson invent the moonwalk? True or false? I feel like this is a trick question. I'm going to say no. My guess would be that Michael Jackson perhaps perfected and brought the moonwalk to prominence. But I'll say that Michael Jackson did not invent the moonwalk. I would say the notion that he did invent the moonwalk is false. That's my guess. Jess, how do you feel?
What was it?
True or false? Michael Jackson invented the moonwalk.
I don't know. He's the one that everybody knows for. He did a damn good job at it. So I feel like
Okay.
he probably gets credit.
Obi-Wan said that the answer is false,
Oh.
but it gives no other information.
Well, somebody else could have made it up, but I feel like I've never seen anybody else do it before him.
Well, that's
I
what I'm
don't know
saying.
everything.
That's what I'm saying. I think he brought it to prominence.
Mm.
He did a really good job with it. He made it popular, but he was not the first one to ever do it. Know who that was? Neil Armstrong, right? Or Buzz Aldrin? Huh?
Oh, me? What?
Is that right?
With the moon people?
First person to ever do the moonwalk? Neil Armstrong
That's funny.
or Buzz Aldrin? Which one jumped off first?
I don't know. I feel like Buzz always gets the shaft. Everybody credits Neil Armstrong.
Buzz Aldrin punched a guy one time.
I'm sure.
He punched a reporter for walking up to him and saying, "How do you feel about faking the moon landing?"
Oh.
And he punched the guy right in the face.
Oh, as you should.
Yeah. What? You think he deserved that?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's like I would say we went to the moon, but you can never know for sure.
Well, you weren't there, so.
But I'll say if you did go to the moon,
You're pissed as hell. Somebody
Yeah.
said you didn't do it.
that's a big trip.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be mad if you drove to California from Ohio and then you came back and someone was like, "How did it feel to fake that trip to California?" You'd be pissed off. You'd be
Yeah.
like, "That was a long drive.
Yes.
Don't you question my trip to California? I drove 3 days across the U.S. Now imagine flying to the moon
Mm-hmm.
in a rocket ship and then people coming up to you and saying, "How does it feel to be a part of the moon hoax?" You probably would want to wallop the guy.
Yeah, and then even taking into account all the education and training that goes into it before you even get to the moon and all the life steps you have to take to be selected. I mean, I'm sure there was many, many, many years of hard work that went into that. So.
Well, they said, little sidebar here, it's related. They said they were thinking about making an all women's crew to go to Mars for the first time. You know why?
Why?
Because they said they wanted to cut out the possibility of sexual
I did
relations.
see that.
Did you see that?
Because lesbians don't exist. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of women were saying, and they're like a lot of kind of the face emoji,
Yeah.
or kind of things where it's like you don't know what women are going to do when they're up there for
Yeah.
however long.
Maybe they're
It's
more.
like-
Maybe they're more worried about procreation. Maybe they're worried about somebody getting pregnant on the trip.
Yeah,
'Cause
that
in
could be.
Case, I mean, do whatever you want, all willy nilly.
But then why not just send a group of guys?
I don't know.
They couldn't get each other pregnant.
No. They could just as equally get a little silly up there.
Well, they could. That's what anyone could. People of both sexes do it in prison. People go in straight, and after a long enough time, they're like, well,
Why not?
yeah. If you don't feel like anything, if you go to Mars, which I've heard that they say it's like you have to be ready for it to be a one-way trip.
Mhm.
If you go up and you want to be the first person on Mars in the Mars colony, you have to be okay with never coming back to planet Earth.
Mhm.
So,
So yeah.
but at what point do you start or not repopulating, but populating Mars? We could say, for the first time, assuming it's never been populated before. Could have been. No one knows.
I don't know. Set up a few groups, see how they do.
A few groups.
Yeah. But then you have to take into account, the environment and what it's like, and if a baby can handle that, and if the resources would be there to protect the baby. There'd be a lot of work that would have to go in ahead of time to make sure that the elements wouldn't get them,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Or well, you could force you could force anyone. You could force anyone going up there who's a male to have a vasectomy
Yes, we could do that.
if you're not ready to colonize.
Mm-hmm.
Obi-Wan wants to know where Good Brother is.
At his mother's.
He's at his mother's house
But I'm
tonight.
surprised he's not on the stream.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not in the stream.
Maybe he went to bed early tonight.
He was heckling Obi-Wan in the comments of his shaving video.
Oh, I didn't get to see the shaving video. But of course, Andrew, the man with the beard who never shaves, is probably the most expert person on shaving.
Well, I disagreed. I did not.
Andrew?
No, I didn't support Obi-Wan shaving. He asked about it.
Oh, okay.
I did not support that. I thought it was a bad call.
That's mean, though. He can do what he wants with his face.
And I can disagree with it.
Yes, you can.
He doesn't have to listen to
Like
me.
taste my raspberry vodka orange juice beverage.
Here's pour with left hand number 2. Yeah, I'll check that out in a sec. Oh, a little bit of the lack of dexterity. Hey, look at that. Another great pour with my left hand.
Good job.
Fantastic. Great job. So what is this?
Raspberry vodka and orange juice.
Raspberry vodka and orange juice.
Smirnoff, not Svedka. That's blueberry.
I don't know what this is.
Is it a wart?
No, it's not a wart. I got like some ink from something
Let me see.
right here. I got some ink on my finger.
Just now?
No, it was on there last night. It's not as prominent because I did take a shower today, believe it or not. There's this little dot of ink. I don't know what.
Oh,
It's blue. Obi-Wan hates warts. I do too. I don't like warts. This is not a wart. I don't have a wart on my finger. That's a dot of ink that got on there. Now it's like in the shape of an X. Maybe there's buried treasure in my finger.
ooh, I don't like that.
Warts are disgusting. I don't like warts.
I have a wart. I don't know one.
Imagine having, well,
Are you gonna be gross?
I feel like that's a reason that just knowing about the concept of genital warts is enough to, I feel like that should scare you straight.
Oh, I agree.
And to not being-
I was shown a picture of genital warts when I was in 7th grade, and
Yeah, we saw one in sex
I-
ed.
I was good on not ever seeing that in real life.
I feel like,
Are you
That-
allowed to say genital?
yeah, I think you can do that. It's educational. We're trying to tell people to be safe.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is knowing that genital warts exist should be enough to scare you to the point of never wanting to do something promiscuous without proper protection.
Yes, but alas, people do it all the time.
They do.
Those people are insane.
Oh, condoms aren't comfortable.
You know
Well.
what's really uncomfortable?
Genital
A
warts.
cluster of warts.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that's any kind of fun.
Or other venereal diseases,
Mm-mm.
you know? We really cover it all in this channel.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you never know where things are going to go in a super divorce stream.
I decided to only bake one item.
Okay.
I'm gonna bake the rest tomorrow after my tattoo appointment.
All right. Random question, Obi-Wan. Have you ever watched the show True Detective? True Detective. Obi-Wan said he managed to dodge those bullets.
What, the warts?
Did you
Good
go
job.
Did you go through a promiscuous phase in your
Remember
life?
he said he had his first kiss when he was like 17 at a party, and then it went downhill. Oh, maybe,
Oh, yeah.
but then it went downhill, so maybe he did get.
Yeah, maybe
promiscuous.
that's what he meant. It
Oh,
went
yeah.
downhill. He started he became a philanderer.
Yeah. I feel like you have to wear a suit to be a philanderer.
No, you don't have to wear a suit.
You-
Obi-Wan did watch True Detective.
Oh, that was good.
Have you seen both seasons?
Oh,
Because we have not watched season 2, and season 3 is about to premiere. Season
Ooh.
1 is, I would say, in pure quality, it's probably the best TV show that's ever been made. Not talking about what my personal favorite is. I'm just saying is like, here's a TV show.
Mhm.
It's like that's
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
I don't know. The quality is just so far above most.
You think it beats Stranger Things even?
Well, Stranger Things, it's tough to say because I don't know. Not the second. Obi-Wan didn't watch the second season. A lot of people didn't, but season 3 looks really good.
Yeah.
And we've never watched Fargo around here, not the TV show.
Oh, I was like, I've seen Fargo.
Yeah, I've seen the
heard
movie.
that the show's good. I haven't seen
Yeah.
it.
But I was just thinking about the beer, Obi-Wan.
Oh,
I don't know if you recall from season 1 of True Detective, the beer that Rust Cole is always drinking when he's in his interviews. It's called Lone Star, and it's an actual beer. It comes from Texas, and my uncle in Texas, he said to them it's nothing special. It's like the crappy kind of bargain basement beer that they all drank in college. No one really cares about it. You know, it's what you get when you just want to get drunk and you don't care about the taste or anything. I would say similar to Miller Lite in that respect. No one like sips on Miller Lite to taste all the great flavors. But there's one place in this area, like none of the gas stations, none of the grocery stores carry Lone Star, but there's one place in Cincinnati. It is a restaurant called the Eagle, which has incredible fried chicken.
Maybe because it's
Um,
like a southern
yeah.
restaurant, they carry it.
But they carry Lone Star, and Lone Star is cool when you get the bottle. And they do this at the restaurant. This is really neat. They don't have to do this. I like this about the place. They take the extra step. When they bring you a Lone Star, they bring you a glass, they bring you the bottle, and then they also bring you your cap. And on the bottom of every cap is like well,
A picture riddle.
a picture riddle. Yeah. These days, we might call them emojis.
Emojis.
Little emoji pictures. They're like there's like a picture riddle, and it'll just have like between like 3 and 5 maybe pictures of various items, and it'll be like
Sometimes it's like a sound.
and it'll be like a picture plus another picture plus another picture plus another picture, and then there's like a number at the bottom of your cap, and it's a riddle. You have to try and figure out what it's trying to get across.
It's usually like a common saying or phrase.
Yeah, it's like a saying or a phrase or something like that. And then if you can't figure it out, you can go to Lone Star's website and you can search for that number on your bottle cap and get the answer to it.
Mhm.
And there are like hundreds of them. It's really neat.
I'm curious if, since that beer's been around a while, if back in the day they had like a pamphlet that you could collect that had like the decoded
Oh.
caps, you know? Cause
It's a good question.
I feel like all the riddles look really old. They look like the ones that would come in those puzzle books that I used to get when I was a kid.
Yeah,
So I'm curious. We should try to find out.
you should check that
So
out.
we should collect one of those books or something.
Obi-Wan wants to know if we have much cooking to do for Christmas.
If I talk about it, I might start crying because yes, I have quite a lot. I was gonna cook a lot tonight and most of the morning tomorrow. I've cooked one thing this evening, and tomorrow I realized I have a tattoo appointment I have to do now that I wasn't aware of. So some of my days being cut into. But worst comes to worst, I'll stay up Christmas Eve and cook a little bit, so I don't have to do it on Christmas Day. I like to have everything prepared and in baking dishes ahead of time, so all I have to do on Christmas Day is just stick it all in the oven. Which is silly. I'm cooking a lot of food because it's just me and Nick and maybe his dad stopping by.
And my dad's girlfriend.
Yeah. But I just cook everything for us because we don't like to go out on Christmas, but we still like to eat the Christmas food. And now
Yeah.
you have the curse of not having all the family members to bring the extra items, so.
Obi-Wan said he's just boiling 2 pots of spuds and then we'll roast them tomorrow.
Oh, that sounds good.
What's your big ticket item for Christmas? What's everyone going to be going for? Like is the main thing. I'm really looking forward to my dad's girlfriend. She is going to bring over I was getting ready to say it.
The Christmas ham.
He said ham.
Oh.
Yeah. So obviously Jess is a vegetarian. She's a coward,
I'm not
as
a
I say.
coward.
That's a synonym.
Mm-hmm.
I spent what? 7 years.
8.
7 or 8. 8 years. 8 years I was a coward.
Shut up, you idiot.
But now I'm back, stronger than ever. So Jess, she's not going to cook ham, but my dad's girlfriend is bringing over a nice ham, and she's going to cook that. And
Should I just skip the rest of the stuff?
what do you mean?
We can see ham.
Just ham?
Yeah.
If you eat ham,
Oh no, I'm not eating ham.
Obi-Wan wants to know if you eat fish.
No.
But there's a caveat.
What did I?
You
I
see,
ate a bite of fish one
we
time.
were
Once.
we
I
were
wanted to try.
we were on vacation down in Florida
We were
2
sitting
years ago.
at a patio overlooking the
Yes.
damn ocean.
We were sitting at a fantastic restaurant. I can't remember the name of
It
it.
was a Mexican restaurant, some cantina of some sort.
A cantina that was out on a pier.
Mm-hmm.
So you were literally eating over the ocean.
I think it was called
And-
Wild Taco. It was like crazy something or like
We-
taco something or other.
We took a shuttle bus that the restaurant ran from our little beachside hotel over to the restaurant, and it was, I feel like it was a decent drive, maybe a half hour.
To the restaurant? Not
Yeah.
that one. That one was within like 5 minutes. You're thinking of
Oh, was it that long?
You're thinking of the pier that was on like the boardwalk that we went and we got really wasted with that lady that we met and
Yeah.
her sister.
That's
That
where
wasn't
you-
where we had the tacos. The tacos was across the street from our hotel.
No, that's
Oh,
wrong.
yes.
No, that's not right.
I'm not gonna argue with you, but I'm right.
No, I'm right.
No, because you had fish and chips at that restaurant, and I got so drunk and I ate like macaroni and cheese. It
You
was just
tried
you
some
and-
of my fish.
Yeah, it was just you and me that night. It was just you and me and Lazarus, and we were overlooking the ocean. You ordered fish tacos. We had margaritas. I took a picture of my margarita.
Yeah.
Those ladies weren't there that night. That wasn't the night of the monkey bus. How do you not remember this?
I don't-
Anyway, they don't want to hear about this.
Okay, well, apparently my memories are bleeding together.
Yes.
But the moral of the story is
Catch
that
a piece of
in
fish.
the right place at the right time, my fish tacos looked so delectable to Jess that she broke veg, and she ate a bite of my fish tacos while she was drunk.
You act like that's, and I wasn't even drunk. That was a sober decision.
Well,
That wasn't the drunk time.
and then
Sober choice.
recently you tried a bite of my chicken wings.
Nope. I peeled the breading off and I ate the breading. I didn't need any of the chicken.
And it
And-
still had chicken juice on it.
I know. Well, I'm not like a.
Your vegetarian friends would be very
I
disappointed
don't
in you.
care what I don't even have any vegetarian friends. I don't like the texture
Your
of
sister.
meat. That's mostly the reason I don't eat it, and it upsets my stomach. So I avoid it for those reasons.
Will I take a break from streaming on Christmas Day? No, I won't.
Monster.
And the reason is because I'm going to. Well, I'm going to get on here and I'm going to. I've been hyping it up, so I can't not deliver now. I've been saying I'm going to come in on here on Christmas Day and I'm going to build something out of all these pieces. See? And you know, the good thing about streaming here with Super Divorce is that it's such like a family-friendly affair. Is like I'm not one of those streamers who starts screaming at my wife and threatening to
no.
beat her if she walks in on a stream. It's kind of like everyone's welcome, you know? So I don't plan on doing like a 3-hour drunken extravaganza or anything, but I will hop on here for, 30 minutes to an hour and probably see how everyone's Christmas is going and put together this mystery item that I'm gonna make out of our leftover Legos.
Maybe you could do a live video of your food. Your
Yeah, we
feast.
could show the feast. We can show off our favorite gifts. That might be fun. Yeah, I already got one tonight.
'Cause I'm an idiot.
Because she went with an unfortunate reveal.
Very embarrassing reveal.
I got this thing. I'll show you real quick. I guess
I got a last minute pickup item, and I misjudged.
no harm here. So if you come right over here. Hold on, let me set it up right. So this is
I like the dorky couple on the front. That could be us.
yeah, this could be us, but you playing.
Except for I feel like we'd be yelling.
I got this. It was supposed to be a secret, but Jess was like, "Don't look when I." Well, okay, I dropped Jess off at Walmart because she had to run in and grab a few things, and then she called me and she was like, I was just waiting in the parking lot, and she was like, "When you pick me up at the door, don't look because I got you something," and I was like, "Okay." So she wheeled the cart up to the pickup area. And she tried to put this thing into the back of our car by herself and ended up making quite a scene.
Well, it didn't fit. It's not 'cause I couldn't put it in there. It was just like
Look at it.
it was like 2 inches too big for our trunk.
Yeah.
I didn't want to smash the children.
So I had to get out and I had to help her, situate things and move the seats around a little bit so that we could put this in the car and get it home. But yes, I'm pleased. I'm very pleased. I love Galaga. How much was this? Was it like $2.99?
It was $2.99. Yes.
$299. This comes with Galaga and Galaxian.
Is that the bug?
What?
What's the bug?
Centipede.
Is that not on this one?
No, this doesn't have Centipede.
What? That's false advertisement. Why is that on the?
No, this is Galaga right here.
Oh, I'm gonna go
See,
with
it says
bug.
it right there.
I know. I'm asking about the bug.
What
It
bug
looks
are you
like a
talking
bug
about?
with the red eyes.
Yes, that's Galaga.
Oh.
It says Galaga.
Well, I asked
See?
you and you said it was centipede.
No, when you said bug, I thought that's what you're talking about.
I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah. So that's gonna have to set that up. That'll be fun. They have like a whole line of these. Have you seen these before, Obi-Wan? Are they putting these in any stores where you've been going recently? I've only seen them in Walmart. But they've got Galaga. They've got one with.
Partnership with Walmart.
Okay.
There were people that ordered them online and were complaining because they never received them.
Oh.
So I think I would recommend going to a Walmart to get it.
Obi-Wan says that's a significant spend.
Yes.
Kat and I each spent $200 dues on each other.
Oh, that's sweet.
And he's only seen these on YouTube. Yeah, they've got several different cabinets. There's one with I think like 4 different iterations of Street Fighter 2, and there's one that has Joust on it with some other games. I think, what else?
Is there one with Tapper? Tapper one?
I don't know if there's a Tapper one.
I didn't see one.
But we're gonna get this set up and put it. Maybe we're gonna move this table and put it over here.
Or it could sit on a table. Otherwise, you have to sit down to play it. And I know you like to stand. So
Well, they've got the
maybe-
base that you can get for it. You
Well,
can
we
get a
don't have
base
that
for it to
right now,
raise it up.
so.
Oh, I know, but I don't mind sitting to play an arcade game.
Okay.
I don't mind.
Well, I didn't get Nick anything for his birthday or our anniversary, so I went a little crazy for Christmas time.
I did too. I'm working on something I think is going to be really fun. I hope that
Some sort of secret project.
kind of. So that's an early gift. It's an early Christmas present. Here's there's a wedding photo, just for fun. That's
Where?
right there.
Oh, of you and me?
Yeah.
We
There.
just celebrated our 10-year anniversary in October.
Yeah, 10 years.
There's another wedding photo. Nikki with a shaved face, everyone.
Oh yeah,
Have
here's
they seen you?
we have a fireplace. This is an inactive fireplace, so we just kind of
No.
put stuff here. We have these hand ornaments that are drying right now. We put those over there.
We forgot to paint them.
They need to get painted. Yes, they do.
We'll do that tomorrow.
There's me with a shaved face,
Oh,
totally shaven.
Look at that smile and that chin.
Yeah, big chin, big strong chin.
Look at me with my porcelain skin with no tattoos. That's a
Yeah,
weird
no
style.
tattoos on Jess. Getting a little history here.
Oh, you have more over here.
Yeah. How about this? Do you like my Samuel Adams best beer in America? It's like it's a mirror, but it's also kind of like a poster. It's a poster mirror. Ah? Brewer and patriot. Good guy. A good guy, Samuel Adams is. Here's a Scooby-Doo haunted house that me and Lazarus put together. I don't know what I'm just kind of showing you random stuff here. Like I said, Andrew before had told me that I should do a series where I pick an item from the kind of menagerie of knickknacks over here, and I talk about it. Just talk about one item. I could do that right now. I could start right now, if that would be a good thing to do. Let me see. I could walk over here. What do I want to pick? It's like when Pee-wee on Pee-wee's Playhouse used to go over to he would go over to all his toys and he would pick something out. What would be a good one?
Can I pick one?
Can you pick one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Is there like a certain type I should pick?
No,
Or just anything?
just pick something and I'll elaborate.
Okay, why don't you fill everybody in on the Acapulco mug, because this was a fun night.
Okay.
And that's a cute thing that happened.
Okay.
Handmade little muggies.
So this is from a Mexican restaurant here in Lebanon, a place called Acapulco.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Mexican food. We went there on Cinco de Mayo in 2017. We appropriated Mexican culture and we went out to Acapulco. We celebrated Cinco de Mayo with a few friends. We went with, was it Bender and Lindsay?
No, Ivy was there. I know that. I think it was Ivy and Corey.
I was thinking of a time when we went with Bender and Lindsay and I had my Switch with me.
Oh, maybe that was the night. I don't know. I thought Ivy was there. But
I thought that was it.
You might be right, actually.
And I think that I set the Switch up at the table when we played Mario Kart.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because there was a really long line because everyone wants to go to the Mexican restaurant on Cinco de Mayo. So, and the Switch had just come out, I believe.
Yes.
So I brought it along, and when we were waiting in the lobby, we got to play a round of Mario Kart. And then when we sat down at our table, I put the Switch over near the wall and faced it towards everyone, and we all played Mario Kart while we waited for our food to get there. And then you got these kind of commemorative Acapulco, Lebanon, Cinco de Mayo, what is this, pottery?
Yeah, they just gave this to us for free, and they
Yeah.
hand painted them all themselves.
Hand painted.
We broke
Everyone
one, though.
everyone who went to Acapulco that night got to leave with one of these. So that was pretty neat. That was fun. That was a fun little thing. So there you go. That's the first item that we've ever talked about from this region over here. And Obi-Wan also says he wants to see more more of any interesting places near us, like he did in his last day of work vid, but maybe no one else would care about that.
Well, we did our Winterfest videos. We haven't put together yet.
Yeah, I need to put together the Winterfest video. I'm gonna do that hopefully within the next few days, because that needs to get posted up before it's no longer the Christmas season, or else no one's gonna care about like a Winterfest video. So I'll be doing that soon.
You do have a lot of cool places around here. You can
Yeah, I can do that.
videos about.
Feature. It's yeah, I like doing that stuff. It's just you know, it's unfortunate. The stuff that does well for the channel is like, this is just in general. It's people want to see salacious material,
What does salacious mean?
like
See, I'm doing your advice.
yeah,
And I don't really know all the words. I was just kidding.
like provocative, you know,
Oh,
like
should you show some cleavage?
no, not like that, like controversies and
Oh,
such,
okay.
you know.
Okay. Yes.
It's like my Robbie Rodriguez video when he showed Ethan Van Sciver's butthole. You know, that's got like whatever 230 something views, I guess. And it's like I could spend all my time doing stuff like that, but I just don't. I'll comment on things that I care about, and I did that video because hey, Fearless is here. What's up, Fearless Fishing? We're just hanging out. It's a casual stream. Yeah, well, that's kind of what I do too, Obi-Wan, and you know, I wasn't saying I was going to change that. What I was just commenting on the fact that it can be a bit disheartening to know that you could possibly make your channel grow faster if you only commented on controversial topics and things of that nature. And it's like, I'm not afraid to talk about that stuff. I just don't want to talk about it all the time. What I really enjoy doing is what I'm doing right now, getting on here and hanging out and kind of forming a community. And naturally, we will talk about things that are controversial, I think, and we'll give our opinions. And that's fun, but that's different, I think, than trying to it's different than just trying to find something controversial to talk about every single day.
Well, we covered genital warts today.
We
so
did cover genital
I
warts.
think that's a step in the right direction, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
And I don't want that to come across as me like sounding jealous or like I have something against channels that do that, because I follow several of them. It's just for one's sanity, you know. I like in general to look on the bright side without being a shill. That's what I would say. That's what's fun about sequential Star Wars that me and Andrew do, is that he's picking shit apart all the time, and I do it too to an extent, but I feel like what I do in sequential Star Wars is I always come up with an explanation for things. And I do that in a kind of tongue-in-cheek way, where it's like sometimes they just give you no choice. Any reasonable person would look at some episodes of the Clone Wars or some of the things they do and some of these stories that we've read, and you just have to look at it and kind of throw your arms up and be like, this is horse shit, horse crap, horse wallop. But
Smell the treat?
yeah, in a sec.
Oh, sorry.
But the idea of sequential Star Wars is to make sense of the Star Wars universe that they've given us in sequential order. So that's what I try to do, and it's fun, you know. And I hope that not everyone gets it though. Not everyone understands. That can be fun in its own right, to deal with people who don't get it. Anyway, Obi-Wan says he likes feeling like a filmmaker. He couldn't edit a few months ago, and he enjoys learning. You saw a comment someone left on the first episode of Sequential Star Wars saying we spend an absurd amount of time on the opening crawl. Yeah, well, I think Andrew and I both tried to talk that person into sticking around because, we tried to explain what we were doing, but we do have a bit of a tongue-in-cheek approach to it. At the same time, we do take it seriously because we're spending so much time doing it. It's such a gargantuan task. I feel like once we get through the entire canon, Lord willing that happens at some point, that it's going to be something that a very small minority of Star Wars fans will have ever done. And I don't think you'd be able to deny that. I think we will have a voice within the Star Wars fandom once we reach that pinnacle, and I look forward to that point. It's like right now we're just two guys talking about Star Wars, but if we're able to get all the way through episode 9 and we have digested and talked about every single piece of canon material through episode 9, I think we've earned our stripes at that point. And then we can be like, check out this channel if you're a Star Wars fan. We've talked about everything, every single thing within the new canon. And I have a desire at some point to go into the old extended universe too and do that. Kind of the same approach. I know that might be a bit trickier because I've heard that there are a lot of continuity problems and that they were not the best when it came to like oversight and making sure that stories didn't contradict each other. But I think that would be fun to do as well, because I know without even reading them that some of those stories have very rabid fan bases and people who swear by some of the events that happened in the old extended universe. So I'd love to get around to that at some point in the future as well. But for now, we're just trying to get through the new Disney Lucasfilm canon, which I think is going to be torture at some point. But I will say, without giving too much away at this point, I think that the Clone Wars stuff, and we're through what? I can't remember exactly where we are, but we're over halfway through the Clone Wars. And just starting at episode 1 and then 2, I think the Clone Wars material is the best Star Wars material so far, by a long shot. The Clone Wars TV show is so much better than either of the first 2 movies in chronological order on the timeline. So episode 1 and 2, I think the Clone Wars blows both of those movies out of the water. And I wouldn't have expected that, because I was never interested in watching the Clone Wars. But having gone through a good bit of the Clone Wars, and now I'm kind of looking at the first 2 movies, and I'm like, man, I wish that there was more of the essence of the Clone Wars in episode 1 and episode 2. Additionally, I will also say that going through the Clone Wars has maybe given me a bit more respect for the first 2 films, even though I don't think they necessarily live up to all the action and intrigue that happens within the Clone Wars series. And there is some BS. There are definitely throwaway episodes and stuff that you just shouldn't have to deal with. You shouldn't have to sit through, but you'll have that with any show, I think, pretty much. Wolf Cub is here. Hello. How are you doing? Good to have you. We're just hanging out.
I was wondering what bearless meant.
Yeah, beardless Obi-Wan's here. And yeah, Obi-Wan, by the way, is that why you changed your profile picture? Because I was a little sad. Again, I I grow accustomed to things and I grow attached to them. And your old Obi-Wan picture being gone is a bit sad. But I do like Ewan McGregor, so that's okay. Mm. So Cub, what are you up to? You got any Christmas plans? We've kind of heard from other people what they have going on. Been asking in this pre-Christmas Eve. Well, I guess it actually is technically Christmas Eve now.
Mm-hmm.
But when we started the stream, it was not. So, any big plans? Any family plans? Anything cool happening? You're gonna go out anywhere? Maybe you're gonna go see the Bumblebee movie. Wolf Cub is just up to make a coffee.
It's good.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Are you gonna go back to sleep after the coffee? That's a weird routine, if so.
Just up for a midnight coffee. No, he just woke up.
Oh, different time?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Deutschland, right?
Oh, that's right. How do you like your coffee? Do you know this already? Have you already asked?
No.
What kind of, do you use like a French press? Well, probably not a French press. Just maybe a standard coffee pot or a Keurig.
Only 9 3/4 hours left till Christmas in Australia.
Ooh. Good thing we have a little bit more time because we don't have our crap together.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to probably wrap it up after I finish this because I've got to go and wrap it up with the rest of my presents.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the same before I hit the bricks.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm not cooking, I need to get my presents finished wrapping. At least I don't have to wrap that thing.
Yeah, I just didn't have to wrap my arcade one up.
I would have probably just put a blanket over it though.
Yeah. That would have been fine. I'm not picky.
Coffee routine. Yes.
Obi-Wan asked Cub what city
Oh.
Cub is in. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But maybe Cub can. I hope so. We gotta continue digging.
Where?
Here. You know? Get to know everyone.
Oh, yes, yes.
While we can. Wolf Cub lives in how do you pronounce that? Statelon? Maybe that one. Statelon. Just a little village. And Obi-Wan wanted to know if it is a white Christmas.
There or here?
I guess there. No, but it's a moist one. It is moist in Statelon. And here we had just a few
Couple sprinkles,
flurries.
Yeah, not many.
I don't. Yeah, Wolf Cub meant wet. Yeah. Yeah, gotcha. That's too bad. I don't like just
No.
a rainy Christmas. But I don't think we're supposed to have a bunch of snowfall or anything.
It's supposed to be warm on Christmas Day. 40s.
40s. I think I talked about that the other night, that it was either covered or it was like in the 40s or 50s every
It's
Christmas.
supposed to be warm this year. I don't think it's supposed to rain though. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, if it's gonna be warm, I just be warm.
Which
No
means
precipitation.
We're probably gonna get all of our snow in February and March again, which sucks.
Better rain than beating sunshine? Obi-Wan wants to know. No. No, I don't think so. This was in door 23. And I don't know who this is. I don't know this man's name. He is a mustached gentleman. And I don't know his name. So perhaps I should look that up. Biggs. I'll have to check. We'll have to check. I know I need to do that about, I think there was something else. Oh yeah, it was Chaz Beer Pongo. I still need to figure out who that actually was.
Do you want me to Google it?
No, not right now. We'll save it. We'll do an extravaganza. I'm all out. And I have presents that I need to continue wrapping, and I need to try and get my office back in order too, because my office is a complete wreck from Christmas gifts that have been piling up, and yeah.
Obi-Wan, are you gonna do a live stream at your farm again? We'll have to tune in.
Yeah, if everyone does any sort of Christmas or Christmas Eve live streaming, we'll do what we can to stop in.
Okay, he's gonna take some videos.
We'll take videos. Okay.
Well, we'll
That's
look
cool.
forward to that.
Yep. Well, please look forward to it. So let's go ahead and put this guy away. I'm just gonna wrap up for tonight. So just one day left. It's right down here. 24. Just like Kiefer Sutherland's 24. We will be here for panel number 24 tomorrow, and then we'll be here to do our mystery item that we're going to create out of all the extra pieces we've collected throughout the course of the Advent calendar. But we're going to start with this tomorrow. We'll see what our last piece is, and we'll see if it's something or someone that can save Rose Tico from the swine flu. All right, everyone. So until then, have a very Merry Christmas, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.